So we finally made it to the final chapter of Scott Pilgrim vs. This is it, everyone. The big bad. I hope you're ready. The story starts off with Scott fighting his demons, which happens to take the image of Knives, Envy, and Kim for all of his horrible transgressions to all of them. Pretty much abandoning, cheating, and, not getting closure. The fight's straightforward. It's 3-on-1. It's kind of a drag also because, 3 enemies, 3,000 life points. I wish I was better at combos. This would be a lot easier and better. Originally, the characters are supposed to have their nega palettes, but something happened along the way, and there are some bugs that I can't fix at the moment because of engine differences. But all of this will be resolved in the next big super final version of Scott Pilgrim vs. Guaranteed. Yeah, this fight's kind of a drag. I don't really have any advice for this fight other than just keep attacking and just keep him going. Every once in a while you'll see a transparent version of Ramona skating in the background. I figured it was a nice touch for the subspace level of the desert. It probably could have been more barren, honestly, but it is what it is. Yeah, and use rock out to hopefully kill her. Up there comes Envy. I know super armor is kind of buggy in this game as it is, but that is something that I have a fix for in the next version of the game, because the engine is different. It has more features, so I can actually fix the super armor bug on Super Gideon, Gideon, which is going to be the next major point, is that he's going to be fixed in the next game. And Envy, Lucas, and anyone else who has super armor, it's going to actually work properly. This next section is going to be something that we missed, actually. Ultra wrote this into the script, but somehow between going to work and coming home, the file never got updated. So the first time around doing the story, it skipped this entire section. So now that I'm redoing the story, I can rectify it. Nega Scott, age -24. Rating negatively awesome. Scott has to fight his inner demons in order to move forward because Ramona's gone. She left in a flash of light in the last chapter, so now it's been months and Scott's just at a loss. He knows it's Gideon's fault, and he just sees Gideon everywhere lashing out and attacking everybody. But this time, he's his own bad guy. And a twist, instead of playing as Scott, you're playing as Nega Scott. I figured this would be a good twist for the whole story, because ideally, Scott couldn't beat his negative self because he's still so negative. He's giving it so much power. You are that power. This fight could be hard for some people. Scott has a very new system of AI that Kamikaze Sensei has helped provide for the character, and it's very smart because it learns. If something fails, it will make sure it doesn't do that again, and it takes advantage of the amount of juggle points and everything required for a character. So it's like fighting a smarter person. It could be annoying at times too, so this fight can be tricky for some people. I don't really have much advice for fighting him, but if you stay offensive, that is your best bet. So you have to apply a lot of pressure to him. If you try to stay away, he's going to run up to you, and if you attack, he'll most likely guard, but he will boo punch you a lot. This was a good way to kill him. It didn't kill him, though, but it was a good try. In his panic, Scott kind of like gives in. He's like, I have been a bad person. I am sorry to myself for everything that I have done. He saw all his mistakes, how he broke Envy's heart, how he abandoned Kim, how he cheated on Knives, and all of his other past mistakes he tried to forget. He even remembers the truth about Simon Lee and how he attacked Simon unprovoked. This was his turning point for Scott. And it's where he got more power for accepting reality for what it is. And this scene seems a little unnecessary, but I'm leaving it in because it seems all the necessary. Because I've never once mentioned that Neil is young Neil. They refer to him as young Neil in the comic and a bit of the movie, but I even introduced Neil as he's young, but I've never once called him young Neil. So it's a weird like plot hole of sorts. Gideon Gordon Graves, age unknown, the G-Man, the man behind the league, behind the drama, behind the games, the final boss, the seventh evil ex-boyfriend. The final battle has begun. This was nice exposition, similar to the comic and the movie. This fight with Gideon can be a bit on the tricky side. I also like how their poses almost reflect their versus poses. Gideon could be very hard because he's a very aggressive person. And I love that intro, by the way. It was just so perfect when I did it. It looks so good. Yeah, Gideon has a lot of anti-airs and combo friendly on the ground. Like, he can be a pain in the ass sometimes. So although I make it look easy, he can be a challenge. Don't take him lightly. He has reach from his sword, which makes him a pain in the ass. And if you rush him, he'll do that spinning orb attack ball thing. Like everything else in the game, though, applying pressure, doing a boo blast to, you know, make him a little vulnerable to a combo attack goes a long way. And beating him with rock out. That move never fails. Even though Scott wins the fight, Gideon's just a better fighter, so to speak. And it powers Scott down, so Scott loses the power of love. And Gideon takes it and kills him. Scott in his death goes into the subspace of the desert where he finds Ramona, where she's been hiding the whole time. And this is where he uses his extra life, which is a super, which I could use any time, but it's canonically used here when he dies. a little more exposition here. To anyone who's been watching these all from parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up till now, thank you all for watching this and commenting and subscribing and everything else. Like, it's greatly appreciated. So please share these videos, and don't forget, you can download this game in the description below. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Here we are in subspace. This was amazing when I first did this. Like, I was so excited for this fight. I made a boss character. It's the first time I made a boss character, a giant one no less. And he worked at one point, but somewhere along the updates he broke, and I don't know what happened. I'm sure you noticed there was a South Park Terrence and Phillip reference right there with the pal, buddy, and friend. So because Gideon is broken at the moment in time, I don't want him to be fought. So unfortunately, we had to skip his fight, and instead you have this scene where it's like a musical or a play or something, and the director's yelling at Gideon. We are sorry for the inconvenience. Gideon is broken and not in service. We will fix him in the next update. Please forgive us, for we have failed you. This will also be removed in the next update. I figured a little fourth wall breaking would help with, getting it over easy, that we kind of took out a big major fight. The fight wasn't working right at all. I don't think you guys should play a fight that's not working properly. He wouldn't die, essentially. He didn't know that he was dead, so he would just stay there. And also, a piece of this ending chat here, it's not going to be in the released version. This was just something I was testing, and I figured it would be fun to record it and have it in the video. Again, thank you, Ultra, for your amazing screenwriting abilities here. Like, this was nicely written down, put together. A reference to Simon Lee. Ha, been there, done that, guy. Scott, buddy, pal, come on. She does have a point there. A wilderness sabbatical with your ex. And then to fight the negative version yourself. Gideon's right. What the hell are you talking about? It's such a weird thing to say to somebody. The top G, Super Gideon. I couldn't resist this so much. Gideon, for messing with my head, with Ramona's head in the League of Evil Exes, prepare for trouble and make it double. To protect the world from devastation, to unite all people within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the stars above. Scott, Ramona! Surrender now and prepare to fight. I couldn't resist it. I had to do some kind of Pokemon reference, and it just seemed to make sense, because they have the power of the stars, uniting the nation to stopping his evil devastation to the world. So Super Gideon is the final boss of story mode, and he is by far one of the more difficult fights to win. It's 2-on-1, but it doesn't make it easy. He has 2,000 health. He can go invincible, which he's doing now using the glow, and depending on how you fight him or finish him, will depend how easy or not easy you get the fight. He has more supers than any character in the game. He has a constant power gain. He's just a struggle. You have to constantly lay under pressure. Boo Punch is your best bet to beat him, followed by an air combo, Tatsumaki or whatever. Like whatever string of combo you could think of to do as many hits as you can. The most crucial part to killing him is when he gets to 100 or below 100 health. That will either make or break your fight with him. Like, see, I'm doing really good here. Like, Ramona's still full health. Scott's doing great, doing a pressure. But the moment you slip up, he will get you. The best way to finish him is to do the sort of understanding, desperation, down, down, super. If you don't, this is what's going to happen to you.
Charged! This isn't over!
You have to fight him again. Full health, invincibility. He's sparkling all the time. You don't know if he's invincible or just sparkling. So I strongly recommend finishing him with the desperation move, the power of understanding. Or is it self-respect? I forget. But you have to finish him with that. Otherwise, you have to fight him twice. You could beat him twice. Like, that is very possible. But it's a struggle if you don't have the upper hand all the way through. Well, with this, that marks the end of Scott Pilgrim vs. Story Mode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the fights. And remember, if you want to try the game, it's free to download. The download's in the description. Just go ahead, give it a shot. You have nothing to lose. Ryan out.
Turn.